Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome to the first solo playthrough of October. Now, throughout October, I'm going to be featuring a couple different solo playthroughs featuring different spooky and horror-themed games, and today we are playing one I am very excited to share with you guys. Witchcraft has an exclamation point at the end of the title. I think I need to yell it like that every time I say it. Now, this is a game coming to us from Salt and Pepper Games, imported by 25th Century Games, and is going to be designed by the incredible trio of David Thompson, Roger Tankersley, and Trevor Benjamin. Now, in Witchcraft, we are going to be taking control of a coven of witches and trying to prove our benevolence and innocence to the town. Now, the interesting twist of Witchcraft is that we are purely a force of good on the town, and we are trying to convince 3 different jurors of our innocence and trying to convince them, hey, we are a good influence on this town. If we can convince the 3 of them and overcome their conviction against us, we will win the game. Now, I'm going to go over a quick overview of kind of the general gist of the game so you know what the heck is going on while I'm playing. But if you already know about Witchcraft, feel free to skip ahead. I'll have a chapter where the gameplay will start. In Witchcraft, we are going to be controlling, like I said, a coven of witches. And here I have the setup for a standard game of Witchcraft. Now, there's 2 different ways that you can play the game. There is going to be the standard mode, where it's going to be sending up 3 of these jurors and trying to convince them. And there's also a book of scenarios that are going to change the setup a little bit and have some special conditions and different ways to play. Mainly being you're not going to be playing with these jurors necessarily. And our goal is going to be to convince at least 2 out of the 3. That's going to be kind of our base win condition. If we can get all 3, then that's like a super win, and that'd be awesome, but I doubt that's going to be happening here. Now, how much are we going to have to convince these people? You can see that every juror is going to have a different persuasion track that is going to start on a 1 value. And as we complete missions in the game, we are going to be able to shift that cube forward and try to convince them and persuade them more and more. Now, the limit of how much we need to persuade them is going to be determined by their conviction cards, which at the start of the game are going to be face down on top of them. Those 2 values added together are going to be the amount of persuasion we need to overcome their conviction. Now, there might be different effects and cards in the game that will let us flip these over, maybe shuffle them around a little bit, but at the start of the game, we are not entirely sure what that goalpost is where we need to convince them a certain amount. Now, these values can range between 6 and 2, so we can at most have an 11 or at least a 4. But again, we're kind of going blind at the start of the game. Now, how are we going to be able to move that persuasion up a little bit? Now, that's going to be done by completing missions. You can see underneath each of these different jurors are going to be mission cards. Now, each juror is going to have 3 specific mission cards and scaling difficulty associated with them. And so we're going to start with the easiest, which is Act 1, then move into Act 2, and then finally Act 3. So this mission deck we have here is going to be made up of 9 cards, 3 for each juror. You could see in the top right here, there's going to be an icon that will match each of those respective jurors. And on the bottom right here, we have 2 values. And if we complete a mission successfully, we are going to be able to move the persuasion track up, either the top amount if it matches the icon of the juror, or the bottom amount if we are just using it on a juror that does not match that mission type. And so we'll always be able to move the cube, but it's a little bit more beneficial if you can move it on the juror that matches that type of mission. Now, how are we going to be completing missions? That is where our coven of witches are going to come into play. Now, at the start of the game, you are going to have a deck of 24 witches, and you're going to be drafting them to form your actual coven. I went ahead and did that process already because it's a lot of me staring at cards and reading them. It would not be super fun to watch necessarily. But I go ahead and I have set up our coven of witches. But what you're going to be doing in that process is taking that deck of 24 cards, drawing 2 of them, choosing 1 to go into your coven, which is going to be the deck that you play with, and the other one is going to be going on the right here, which is our recruit deck. And now there might be different effects in the game that will let us draw witches or pick witches out of this recruit deck and add them to our coven later on. So just because they're not drafted in the beginning doesn't mean they're going to be out of the game entirely. Now we have our 12 witches here, as well as 3 curses. And now curses are going to be pretty much just dead cards that are gunking up your deck. Now, in addition to gunking up your deck, if you ever have to add a curse card and there are none available in the curse deck, that is one of those lost conditions. Also, if we ever draw 5 curse cards from our deck and have no witches to play, that is going to be another lost condition. And there's going to be different ways to purge and add curse cards, so that's going to be something we have to look out for as the game goes on. Now let's look at an example of a witch here real quick and just give you kind of the basic anatomy of how we're going to be playing these cards and what values we are going to be looking at. Now every witch is going to have a name here. And now this is important because you'll notice the last name is highlighted and has a little number next to it. And that's because there is going to be families of witches. You could see Charlotte Kent here. There are 3 Kents in the deck of witches. And there are going to be certain effects that are going to be modified if you have a witch in play. If you have a whole bunch of Kents or a whole bunch of Millers in play, their effects are going to be augmented because they're kind of working together on this mission, which is kind of a cool way, and that's going to be something you're thinking about as you draft these decks. Now you're going to notice that each of these witches has 2 different sides. There's going to be a hidden side on the left and a revealed side on the right. Now when we send our witches out on a mission, they're going to be trying to overcome the kind of power level or the difficulty level of a mission, and that's going to be indicated in the top left. You can see 4, 3, and 5. The amount of power that they're going to contribute to a mission is going to be the amount that is in the top left or the top right respectively. Now if I played Charlotte Hidden, they'd be contributing a 1. If I played them Revealed, they're going to be contributing a 4. Now we could play a witch either hidden or revealed, playing it on the left or the right just to kind of keep track of which is which. Now if we play it hidden, we are going to resolve the hidden effect, and it's going to be contributing that amount of power. Or we could play them revealed. That's going to be revealing them to the town that they are a witch, which is going to have a consequence, but they're also going to be a little bit stronger. You can see Charlotte here has no effect if revealed, but is going to be contributing 4, which is quite a bit. The downside to revealing your witch is that at the end of the round, they are going to be jailed. You're going to lose them from your coven. Again, there might be ways to break them out of jail later on, but that is going to be taking them out of your deck, and you're going to be dwindling your resources as you play them revealed. So balancing out when to stay hidden and when to reveal to push to win a mission is going to be really critical to play. Now the last thing to cover before we get started are going to be the challenges, and those are going to be the cards you see underneath each of these missions. Now every mission is going to get a set amount of challenges dealt out underneath it. You can see that on the bottom left, so 3, 4, and 4. Now these challenge cards are going to be additional things that we need to overcome when we are taking on this mission. So you can see in the top left here, similar to missions, they are going to have an amount of power we're going to have to spend to defeat them, and they're also going to have a failure consequence. So for example, if we don't defeat this monstrous insect, we are going to have to add a challenge card to every other mission. So while not game ending, there are going to be consequences if we are not able to defeat each of these monsters. And these are going to be pretty varied depending on which ones we reveal, adding a little bit to the tension of when we take on a mission. We don't quite know what's going to be under each of these missions. Now the last deck to talk about real quick is going to be the Villager deck, which is here. Now an additional consequence to failing certain challenges or missions are going to be flipping over cards from the Villager deck. And this is going to represent villagers that have died during our mission or from different challenges. Now, these villagers rank from 1 villager up to 3 villagers, but if we ever reveal 5 or more, we automatically lose the game. And so we really want to avoid having villagers die and having it pinned on us. Now, the flow of the game is going to work by us drawing 5 cards, playing witches, choosing a mission, revealing all of these challenge cards, and then we'll have another chance to play the rest of the witches in our hand. And now we have to play any witches we have available to us. We can play them either hidden or revealed, but you can never hold witches into the next round. The next thing we're going to do is resolve these different missions. If we failed any, we're going to take those consequences. If we succeeded, we'll get some benefits. And then we're going to have the chance to go to trial. So at the end of any of these rounds, we are going to have the opportunity to say, I think we've convinced these people enough, let's go to trial. That will immediately end the game, we'll reveal these cards, and if we have persuasion equal to or greater than their conviction, we are going to win the game. If we choose not to go to trial, we will go into the recovery phase, draw out new missions and new challenges, refill our hand, and continue play. So with that, I think you guys have enough to kind of understand what I'm going to be doing. I'll talk you guys through it, and let's go ahead and see if we can prove our coven's innocence. And if you're enjoying this very spooky playthrough, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We'll have more horror-themed playthroughs as the month goes on, and I do a lot of previews, reviews, playthrough videos, lists, all sorts of good board game content. So if you're enjoying what you're watching, please consider joining the channel. And let me know in the comments below what is hitting your table this month in October. What is your favorite spooky game to bring out and play? I'd love to know what is hitting your table. Okay, so with our Coven of Witches set up, let's go ahead and get this underway. So we're going to start by drawing 5 cards from our Coven deck here. And so we got 4 of our witches, and we actually got 1 curse. So the curse, like I said before, is just going to be a dead card, so I'm going to put it off to the side for now. Now, when I was setting up this deck, I kind of tried to set up a little bit of some synergy with the Sullivan family. So we see we have Liliana Sullivan and Carol Sullivan, and then we have Amelia and Charlotte here. So let's take a look at what we're working with here. So for Liliana, her hidden, search the recruit deck and choose 1 Sullivan to place on the top of the Coven deck. Shuffle and recruit the deck. That's pretty good because that will let us dip into the recruit deck here and try to pull out another Sullivan, which would be pretty helpful. Charlotte is letting us draw 3 cards, and then we can rearrange them if we want to. That can be helpful. Amelia is going to let us capture a familiar. So familiars are actually a helpful card. So under some of these challenges, there might be a familiar, and that familiar is going to give us some bonuses as we continue playing. So Amelia will actually let us just snatch that up just by playing her as a hidden card. And then her revealed is actually going to get boosted more familiars we have. So maybe we'll hold on to her for now. So maybe we'll use her hidden to try to capture something if we reveal a familiar. And then Carol here has no effect hidden, and then revealed, search the jail pile and choose a witch to place on top of the Coven pile. So this is pretty good. I think a lot of these we want to keep hidden for now. Now let's go ahead and let's play Liliana as a hidden card. And we're going to be able to search the recruit deck and choose 1 Sullivan to place on the top of the Coven deck. And I'm almost certain I have another Sullivan that is waiting to get recruited here. Yes, we have Michelle and we have Elsie. So Elsie will let us get +1 power for each other Sullivan in play, or +2 power for each other Sullivan in play. So that's revealed and hidden and revealed there. Michelle is going to let us discard a challenge from any 1 mission as hidden, or if 4 or more Sullivans are in play, exile a conviction card from every juror. So that's really good. That's going to let us remove one of these conviction cards, making it a lot easier to persuade one of these jurors at the end of the game. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take Michelle Sullivan. So that's going to go on the top of the Coven deck by using Liliana's ability here. So that's pretty good. So that leaves us with 3 other witches to play. Looking at what we're working with here as far as challenges go, we got a 4 difficulty, a 3, and a 5 difficulty. And then, in addition to that, I think I mentioned this before, on challenge cards, there might be failure effects. That is the same case in missions. So if we fail this mission, we're going to gain a curse. If we fail this one, we have to draw a conviction card and add it to Elizabeth, who is this one. And so we don't want to fail these missions. In addition to failing missions, if that happens, we actually lose access to that. We're going to flip this face over, and we'll only have access to 2 missions after that. So that's another thing we really want to avoid if possible. But looking at this, if we play all of these hidden, we're going to have 5 power, which really isn't that much. So we might have to burn one of these to be hidden, or revealed rather. So if we play Charlotte revealed, she has no ability, but with 4 power, that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is pretty decent. So if we're looking at 8 power, this one has the fewest amount of challenge cards, which is kind of nice. So I think we're going to go there. So now we're going to go into step 2 of the turn, which is going to be choosing a mission. So I'm going to choose to do this mission, Cure the Village in the Plague House, and we are going to reveal each of these cards. Okay, so here we have a cursed chicken, and if we fail to defeat it, we have to gain a cursed card and place it on the top of our Coven deck. We have the duendes, maybe butchering that. If we fail, decrease the persuasion of all jurors by 1. That's really not great. And then we have possessed. If this is successful, I can uncover one of Martha, who is this juror over here, one of her conviction cards. If we fail, we decrease Martha's persuasion by 1. So obviously, we probably want to deal with the duendes before we deal with the possessed, because that's only going to be 1 persuasion loss versus everyone losing 1 persuasion, which really would not be super great. So we're going to use Charlotte Reveal, so that's going to give us 4 power. Amelia's hidden ability isn't super helpful because there's no familiars, but I think I want to keep her in our coven deck. So we're going to play her hidden for 2, but her power isn't going to go off. And then we have Carol. So Carol is 2 flat, or we could play revealed, and she lets us get a card back from the jail pile, which there is no jail pile yet. So I think I'm going to play her hidden as well. So right now we have a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power to use. We probably want to save 4 to beat the mission, so that leaves us 4 remaining to deal with challenges. And I think the duendes are going to be the most critical one we want to defeat. So I'm going to spend 4 of our power to defeat these duendes. I'll put them in the discard over here, and that leaves us with these 2. And I would love to defeat these challenges, but that is not going to be possible. So I'm going to choose to use the last of our 4 power to defeat this mission, which is going to give us Cure the Village. We are going to defeat that. So now that we successfully did that mission, we are going to get this benefit of moving the Persuasion Cube either 2 spots on Martha or 1 spot on anyone else. There's no reason not to right now. We're just going to move that 2 on Martha. And now we are going to suffer the aftermath, which are going to be the failure effects for the challenges we weren't able to complete. So here, the failed for this possess is going to be decrease Martha's persuasion by 1. So this cube's going to slide back 1 spot. And then for the cursed chicken, we are going to gain a curse card and put it on the top of the coven deck. So we're going to take one of the 3 remaining curses and put it on top of the deck. Now that will discard these 2. And this mission was successfully completed, so we'll go ahead and get rid of this. Now we have the option, if we want to go to trial. Obviously, we don't want to do that yet, so we're going to move into recovery. So we're going to reveal the next mission, which is going to be Gather Medicine at the Edge of the Woods. This is a 6 difficulty, and this is going to have 5 challenge cards on top of it. And so we're going to go ahead and deal those out. We'll just do some overlapping here for the sake of space. And then we are going to take the cards that we played hidden, and they are going to go into our discard pile. And then the cards that we played revealed are going to go into the jail. And the curse that we had in our hand will also go into our discard pile and will eventually be reshuffled into our hand. Now we'll have the chance to draw another 5 cards. We know that one of them, unfortunately, is going to be a curse because we put it there. And oof, now we have 2 curses in our hand. So this is... we have 1 remaining in our deck, but this is kind of a curse-heavy hand, which is going to suck. Okay, so we are just left with 3 witches here on our second turn, which isn't super great. We have Norma Tancred. We can, as hidden, uncover all challenges on any one mission, or revealed, for each Tancred in play, discard a challenge, including Norma. So that would let us discard 1 challenge, which is kind of nice. Hannah is going to let us uncover a conviction card on any juror or swap a face-up conviction card with another face-up on any other juror. So that's going to be helpful as we start to reveal more of them. Hannah will let us manipulate a little bit. And then Michelle, who we just added, discard a challenge from any one mission. If 4 more Sullivans are in play, exile a conviction card from any one juror. So we don't have that many Sullivans in our hand right now, so we're not going to be able to do that. Now, we don't have a lot of power to play with. At most, we have 4 if we play both of these revealed, which isn't super great either. This is going to be too strong, I think, right now. This with 5 and 4 of these is going to be tough. I think we're just going to go for the center one. We're going to choose this mission, and let's go ahead and reveal the challenges underneath. So we got 2 Plague Rats, and each Plague Rat, if we fail, is going to lose a villager card. The Wild Boar, if we fail, is going to exile a Hidden Witch. So exiling is removing them from the game. And then the Evil Witch is going to gain a curse card. And we already have 4 curses in our deck, which isn't super great. So that is going to leave us with not that many options. Now we do have Michelle here, who will let us discard any one challenge from this mission, which is kind of nice. That's kind of like almost like pseudo having power, right? Letting me remove a card. We have Norma, who will also let me discard a challenge card, and then we have Hannah. We really don't want to play Hannah as a revealed card right now. So I think first thing we're going to do, let's play Michelle Hidden, which is going to let us discard any one challenge from this mission. I'm thinking that we want to get rid of... Man, the villagers, if we flip over 2 bad villager cards, this could be an automatic loss. So I think I want to get rid of the Plague Rats. But the Wild Boar is going to be losing us a Hidden Witch, and our cards are super valuable right now. So it would be nice to actually remove one of those. And actually, I think we can actually sneak around this. So it breaks my heart, but let's go ahead and play Norma Revealed. And her ability is going to let us discard a challenge for each Tancred in play, including herself. So we can actually discard this one, the 3-power Playgrass. And then that leaves us with Hannah Miller. So if we play Hannah Revealed, we could defeat the boar and the challenge. If we play her hidden, we're going to have to discard 1 hidden. So I think it's better for her to go to jail than get exiled, because exiling is removing them from the game. They can never come back into the fold. So I think it's worth playing this revealed. Unfortunately, the revealed effect isn't going to go off because we don't have any revealed conviction cards right now to swap. So that's going to give us 4 power. Let's go into the resolving phase here. Let's defeat the wild boar for 1 power, and then spend the 3 remaining power to defeat this mission here. So this mission will let us move 2 on Elizabeth here. So we'll go 1 and 2. Now we're going to suffer these effects. We're unfortunately going to gain another curse card, which really is unfortunate. We got to find a way to start purging those. And then the Playgrass, we are going to lose a villager. So let's go ahead and flip this. Okay, so we lost 1 villager. We can lose up to 4 more villagers before, again, that's another loss condition for the game. Now let's go ahead and clean this up. We'll discard those cards. And then we'll go ahead and discard that mission. And let's deal out the next Act 2 mission. Destroy the insect nest. Okay. We got 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will put this in our discard. These 2 are going to join Charlotte here in jail. And then our remaining curses will also go into our discard pile. And then we'll go ahead and draw 5 more cards. And that is a beautiful thing. We have 4 witches and 1 curse card. Put the curse off to the side. Okay, so let's see what we're working with here. So Jocelyn Hayes. Draw 3 cards from the challenge deck, and then choose any number of those cards to discard. Place the remaining cards back on top in any order. That's pretty nice. And then we also have her revealed. Uncover all challenges on any one mission, then discard one of those challenges. So very strong on both those abilities. Marie Tancred. Hidden, +1 for every other Tancred in play, or revealed, ignore the effects of 1 mission. Okay. We have Gwen Hayes. On any one mission, for each Hayes in play, including Gwen, discard a face-up challenge from that mission, then draw a challenge face-up to replace it. Or revealed, move 1 or 2 face-up challenges from any one mission to another mission. So good at manipulating challenges. And then finally, we have Liz Sullivan here, who's going to let us draw 3 cards from the Coven deck. All Sullivans drawn this way may be put into your hand. Place the remaining cards back on top of the Coven in any order. I'm almost certain I have another Sullivan in that deck here, which is kind of cool. Okay, let's start with that. So we're going to play Liz Sullivan here as a hidden card, which is going to let us draw the next 3 cards from the Coven deck. And I'm going to draw 2 cards. It's going to leave us 1 remaining, so we just reshuffle our Coven deck real quick so that we can draw the 3rd card. So we're going to look at these 3 cards, and then any Sullivan is going to be able to be drawn. And here we have Liliana Sullivan, so we are going to take her into our hand, and the other 2 can be put back in any order. All right, so Liliana's now in our hand, and she's the one that lets us search the recruit deck and take a Sullivan out of it. Was there another Sullivan in the... I think there was another Sullivan in the recruit deck, so this could be helpful. But we may also need to reveal her in order to kind of push us forward, since these are going to get tougher and tougher. So we have 1 more Act 1 mission left, save the village grain supply. And that success is going to let us draw an extra card in the next round. And so if we're looking at these Act 2 cards, maybe we deal with this one for now, and then that will let us be more prepared, hopefully, for the following round. Unless we draw a bunch of curses, in which case that would suck, but... yeah, I gotta kind of just hope for the best, right? So let's go ahead and we're gonna do this. We're gonna save the village grain supply. So we got some angry chickens, we got some duendes, we got an angry mob, and we have a black goat, which is our first familiar. Too bad I don't have the card that lets us get that for free, but it is what it is. All right, so the cursed chickens, that's gonna gain a curse card. For the duendes, decrease persuasion of all jurors by 1. The black goat, if we gain it, at the start of each round, you may uncover a challenge card on any one mission. That's pretty great. And then the angry mob, you cannot overcome a mission while it has an angry mob. Oh man, that's tough. Okay, so ostensibly it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 because we have to deal with the angry mob. But I think we might have some ways to discard the angry mob, so it might not be that big of a deal here. Now I think what we're going to do, I think we play Gwen hidden. We could discard a face-up challenge from the mission and then draw a face-up to replace it. Like a 4-strength chicken's pretty bad. I don't think it's going to get much worse than that. So let's go ahead and play Gwen. That will let us discard this, and we'll have to just blindly replace it with a wild boar. So kind of we only reduced that by 1 strength, but let's go ahead and play Marie hidden. I think I want to save her revealed effect, ignoring the effect of any mission. Some of the Act 3 missions, if we don't choose them, can like just lose us the game automatically. So I think keeping Marie in our deck is going to be helpful. So that's going to leave us with 3, 4 power right now. I think we're going to have to play Liliana as a revealed card, which is going to let us discard a challenge from any one mission, so we can discard the angry mob. So that's not tying us up anymore. So now we have 4, 5, 6. And Jocelyn, we can draw 3 cards from the challenge deck and rearrange them. Or revealed, uncover all challenges on any one mission and discard one of those challenges. I think I want to save this. This is really strong. Let's play Jocelyn hidden. Draw 3 cards from the challenge deck. Choose any number of those cards to discard. Place the remaining in any order. So that'll let us look at the next 3 challenge cards. We got some Plague Rats, we got Whippoorwills, and we have Monstrous Insects. The Whippoorwills and the Monstrous Insects aren't too bad. I'm going to discard the Plague Rats, though, because they're 3 strength, and they are a pain in the butt if we start losing villagers. So let's go ahead and choose to discard that one. So that leaves us with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power. So it's kind of an awkward amount in this situation, because if we spend 5... we can defeat the mission. That leaves us with 3 left. We could do the wild boar. I really wanted the black goat, but I really don't want to exile hidden witches. I really want to keep our deck kind of strong. So I think we're going to spend 3 to defeat the wild boar, and then we'll spend the remaining 5 to defeat the mission here. And so the success for this one, we're going to draw 1 extra card from the coven deck during our recovery phase. So that's pretty nice. And that's going to give us 2 persuasion here on Lynn, who's the kind of wheat symbol one. So that is great. We're going to go ahead and complete that. We're going to suffer this failure, so all the persuasion on every juror is going to go down 1. We are not making good progress on Martha there, which is not looking too great. Maybe she's not going to be the juror that we try to sway there. Let's go ahead and do the rest of our recovery. We'll put our hidden witches back into discard along with the curse, and then we'll put poor Lillian will join the rest in jail. So that's going to bring out the last Act 2 card here, which is going to be Save the Baby in the Nursery. And that's also going to get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 challenge cards here. We know one of them is the Whippoorwills and the other one is the Monstrous Insect. So I think that's 4 power right now that we know is under here, along with whatever challenges are also awaiting us. Let's go ahead and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll draw 1 extra for the benefit. And actually, that's not too bad. So we draw 2 curses. We got Amelia, who's going to let us capture familiars. We have Josephine, who will let us uncover a challenge or choose a challenge on any one mission, discard that challenge and increase Josephine's power by an amount equal to the unmodified difficulty. And we have Jane. Jane's going to give us +2 power if we have no curses in our hand, or for each Kenton play, remove a curse from your hand and place it in the curse pile. Ooh. So Jane is pretty good because we can get rid of one of these curses that are in our hand right now. Although if we had more Kens, we'd be able to discard more curses, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, one of the Kents is in jail. And then did we play one of them before? Okay, the other one's in the deck still. All right, so we got now we're all in Act 2, so these are going to get more difficult. Gather the medicine at the edge of the wood, 6 difficulty on a success. Remove a curse from your hand and place it in the curse pile. That's pretty good. Destroy the insect nest is 4 difficulty. On a failure for each other mission, draw a challenge. Okay, so this is going to make us add challenges to the other missions if we fail it. And the last one is you must go to trial this round. Save the baby from the nursery. Okay, that's a really tough one. So if we fail it, we have to automatically go to the end of the game. I don't think we want to try to save the baby from the nursery. I do think we want to gather medicine at the edge of the wood, because if we're successful, if we play Jane Kent revealed, we can get rid of one curse, and then if we win at this one, then we'd be able to remove the other curse, which would be pretty nice. So I don't think there's any benefit to playing anything before revealing challenges right now. Yeah, I don't see anything super helpful. So let's go ahead. We're going to reveal the challenges on this mission here. The Evil Witch, which is going to gain a curse if we fail. Some more cursed chickens, which is also gaining a curse. We have some monstrous insects that are going to force us to add more challenge cards if we fail. We have the Hare, which at the start of the round, you may discard one curse card from your hand to the coven discard pile and then draw one card from the coven to replace it. That's really good. That lets us just, purge curses really efficiently. And then we have another Possessed, which is going to interact with Elizabeth. On a success, we get to reveal one conviction card. On a fail, we decrease her possession by 1. Okay, so that is interesting. So there's a lot of bad stuff here, a lot of curses here, but also ways to get rid of curses, which is kind of nice. I think right off the bat, we're going to play Amelia. So Amelia is going to capture a face-up familiar on any one mission. So we're going to automatically go ahead and pick up this Hare. It's not going to help us until the start of the next round, but still, let's just get that out of the way. And then Amelia, next time we draw her, is going to get stronger for every familiar in play. So that'll be nice. Next up, we have Jane. I think we're going to reveal Jane. And then for each Kent in play, including Jane, remove a curse from your hand and place it on the curse pile. So let's go ahead and get rid of one curse. I think we're also going to need her power here. Next up, we have Josephine, who will let us choose a challenge in any one mission, discard that challenge, and increase Josephine's power by an amount equal to its unmodified value. So if we use Josephine to get rid of the Evil Witch, that's going to make Josephine a 4-power witch, which is pretty awesome and be really helpful to kind of push us over the top here. And then Michelle will let us discard any one challenge. Let's go ahead and reveal Josephine. And we're going to use that on the Evil Witch, which is going to give us 4 power. I'm just going to put it next to us so that we remember that. And then let's go ahead and play Michelle, which is going to let us discard a challenge. So if we have the Hare, we can start getting rid of curses pretty easily. I think I'm okay taking the chickens right now. So let's use Michelle's ability to discard the monstrous insects. And then that will leave us with 8 power right now. So we're going to spend 6 to defeat the mission, and then we'll spend the remaining 2 on the Possessed. So let's go ahead and defeat the Possessed. On a success, we get to uncover one of Elizabeth's conviction cards. So let's reveal Elizabeth's conviction card. So that's a 3. So right now, the highest number is a 6. So at most, Elizabeth is going to have 9 total conviction. Obviously, we don't know what the other one is yet. But that gives us at least a little bit of something to work with. Now let's reveal the success on the mission. Remove a curse card from your hand and place it on the curse pile. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And then we're going to suffer the conviction of the cursed chicken, or what am I saying? We're going to suffer the cursed chicken effect, and we're going to gain a curse and place it on top of the coven deck. So the curse we just got rid of, we're going to put it right on top of our deck. But luckily we have the Hare now to get rid of it. So we have the lucky rabbit foot, right? Cool. So we defeated this, which is also going to give us 4 persuasion on Martha if we want, or we could spend it on 2 of any other one. So now I'm just thinking, is it worth pumping more into Martha, or should we just write her off and try to focus on maybe what we do know? Because the next one I'm thinking we're going to go to is Lynn. All right, I think we're going to let Martha go. I'm going to say that's a lost cause. And I'm going to spend 2 to pump up Elizabeth here. Because again, we know the most she's going to have is 9. Probably not 9, so maybe less than that. So let's go ahead and do that. And then discard that. We completed this mission, and this is going to bring out our first Act 3 mission, which can be pretty scary, as you guys are about to see right now. So face the Scarecrow in the old field. So if we do not choose this Act 3 card, for each mission, including this one, draw a challenge and place it face down on that mission. So that's going to force us to play a lot of extra challenges, which obviously we want to avoid doing. And that's going to get a whopping 6 challenges there. All right, let's clean up the rest of these cards. These go into hidden. These go directly to jail. And let's go ahead and draw 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to do a quick shuffle. Oh, Jeez Louise. Okay. This is a pretty horrific game. We have 3 curses here. At least we have the hair. At the start of the round, you may discard 1 curse from your hand to the coven discard pile and draw 1 card to replace it. So that's something at least. Okay, so we have 2 curses now. The hair, thank you for letting me guess 1 more card. But this is going to be a really tough one here. Okay, so what are we working with here? We have Amelia again, who's going to again let us capture a familiar, or she'll get +2 power for each familiar. So right now her revealed is a 5, which is kind of nice. We have Carol, who is going to let us search the jail pile and choose a witch to put on the top of the deck. And then we are going to have Liz, who is going to draw 3 cards from the coven deck and put all Sullivans drawn this way into my hand. Liz, come on, get your family members over here, draw 3 cards, show me some Sullivans. Hayes, Michelle Sullivan. Okay, so that's better than nothing. And we'll put the other 2 back on top of the deck however we want. Now, Michelle is going to let us discard a challenge. Oh man, we're so close to doing something really cool. Because if 4 or more Sullivans are in play, including Michelle, exile a conviction card from any 1 juror. And we're 1 Sullivan short of doing that, which kind of sucks. Okay, I mean, I think we just need to deal with the Ode Scarecrow, because it's really going to ramp out of control if we don't deal with it now. I think I'd prefer doing this insect one, but then this is going to get 7. Like, if we're going to fail it now, we're going to fail it later, I think. I think it might just be better if we just deal with this right now. So we are going to choose the Scarecrow mission. We got an angry mob, we got some monstrous insects, evil witches, we got more possessed, we have a lapdog, and we have the whippoorwill. Okay, so we have 5, and we have to deal with the angry mob, so effectively 7. And then the monstrous insects really suck, because that would be, right, if we don't defeat the monstrous insect, then we may as well not have chosen the Scarecrow, because the whole reason we did that is says this is going to force us to add more challenge cards, which we don't want to do. So I don't think we're going to play Amelia Hidden. I think we need to play her Revealed. Because it's going to be 5 power. That's a lot of power. All right, Amelia. Your time has come. Use the hair and defeat the evil Scarecrow. We have Michelle, who will let us discard 1. And then we have Carol, who will let us get 3 and then get something out of the jail. Oh, I didn't notice this whippoorwill. You cannot overcome other challenges on a mission while it has any whippoorwills. So we have to defeat the whippoorwill so that we can defeat the angry mob so that we can defeat the Scarecrow. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 effectively that we need to defeat this right now. Let's play Michelle. I think we play Michelle and get rid of the monstrous insects, because I don't want to add more challenge cards. That's the whole reason we went on this mission in the first place. So that leaves us with Carol. So Carol is either a 2 or a 3, and then lets us get more cards from, or break someone out of jail. This is an interesting decision here. I think that we're going to play her Revealed, because then we could break another Sullivan out. So my goal, right, is eventually I really want to get Michelle off so that we could discard one of these conviction cards. But if we send Carol to jail, we're losing a Sullivan. But if we break one out of jail, then we're net even on Sullivans. We're net even on Sullivans, which is our ultimate goal. Okay, let's play Carol Revealed. Search the jail pile and choose a witch to place on top of the coven deck. We're going to get Liliana back, because Liliana is going to let us go into the recruit deck and get more Sullivans. This is going to be nothing until we have all 5 Sullivans. I'm not going to be happy. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll spend 5 on this, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So let's defeat these guys. That'll leave us with these. Those are defeated. Great. And then we're going to defeat the Scarecrow, which is going to give us 5 whopping persuasion on Lynn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good. Pretty good. We are going to suffer the failure of this possessed milkmaid here, which is going to decrease Lynn by 1. Less good. And then these are going to go back into the hidden. These go directly to jail. These are there. Clean these up. And we defeated this mission. Pretty good so far. Oh boy. Drive Baubus into the light. Not chosen. Exile Elizabeth and discard her conviction cards. You cannot persuade her during the trial. So this is another one we can't really afford to lose, because we kind of give up on Martha. We kind of can't afford to lose Elizabeth here, so we might have to deal with this next turn. And we have one curse, so I'm going to use the hare's ability to draw another card to get another curse card. Unfortunate, that's okay. What are we working with here? We have Jocelyn, who will let us uncover all challenges on any one mission and discard one of those challenges. We have Lillian, search the recruit deck and grab a Sullivan. We have Marie, who will let us ignore the effects on any one mission. So this is kind of the reason I kept Marie in our back pocket, because if we reveal her, then we could ignore the effect of this not being chosen, and then we could focus on a different mission. And I think that's what we want to do this round, and give us another turn to just boost up some other of these people. So let's go ahead and play Marie Revealed. So on any one mission, ignore the effects of the mission this round. We're going to ignore the drive Baubus into the light, so that we're not going to suffer that effect. And then we're going to choose to do Destroy the Insect Nest. And so let's go ahead and reveal all of these. So we got the Whippoorwills, and then we have Wild Boar, Plague Rats, Duendes, and then Evil Witch. Let's go ahead and play Jocelyn Hidden, which is going to let us draw 3 cards from the challenge deck and then discard or put them back in any order. So we have some Angry Chickens, Duendes, and the Lapdog. So we're going to discard the Angry Chickens and then put the rest in that order. Now that opens up Gwen. Gwen. So for each haze in play, discard a face-up challenge from that mission and then draw a challenge to replace it. So I know the 2 cards I just seeded, so that would not be a bad idea. We're going to do just that. We are going to play Gwen. We're going to discard these 2, the Duendes and the Evil Witch, which is going to replace it with the Lapdog, and then it's also going to replace it with a lower power Duende. And I'm okay with doing that because obviously the Lapdog we don't need to affect, and I think we might be able to deal with this Duende with the cards we have right now. All right, so right now we have 3, 4, 5. We could play Liliana to discard any one mission. I think that's really good. I think we want to save that. I think we're going to play Liliana Hidden and then search the recruit deck for any one Sullivan to place on top of the coven deck. And so let's go into the recruit deck. I think there's only one Sullivan left. That's going to go on the top of our deck there. So we have, I think, all the Sullivans. Actually, one's in jail. We have 4 Sullivans. So God, I feel like I didn't expect Witchcraft to be a game where I had to say Sullivan like 50 times here. Okay, so that's all of our cards. So I think we're actually not going to overcome any of these challenges. We're just going to let them ride. We are going to overcome this mission, though, which is going to give us 4 on Lynn here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's like extremely high probability Lynn is all wrapped up and good. I think we're okay there. We are going to have a lot of failures to deal with, though. So the boar is going to exile a random hidden witch. So we're going to take our 3 hidden witches. I hope this is not the Sullivan. All right, Gwen. Gwen is going to exile, so that's just removing from the game entirely. Next, we are going to lose a villager card. So that's going to be 2 villagers we've lost so far. And then the Duendes, we're going to lose 1 persuasion on every character. That's also not great. So that's all the failures. And then the Lapdog and the Whippoorwill, they have no failure effects. So there we go. We defeated this mission. This is the last mission coming out here. The Baba Yaga. Not chosen. If there are 3 or fewer curses in the curse pile, you lose the game. So right now there are 3 or fewer curses, so we may have to fight the Baba Yaga. So that's the 5 that one needs. These are hidden. You go to jail. Maybe I should have gone to trial at the end of that last round, but we'll see if we can survive this one. I'm not so sure. Okay, let's discard the hare, and then we're going to go ahead and draw another card. Gosh, it's another curse. Oh, these curses are killing me! Elise Sullivan, +1 power for each other Sullivan in play. We have Liz, draw 3 cards and put all the Sullivans. Oh my God! Here it comes. Here comes the Sullivan explosion right now. We got Liz Sullivan, draw 3 cards, put all Sullivans drawn this way into your hand. Which is 1. Okay. It's all coming online here. We have enough Sullivans to activate Michelle. I think we're going to fail this in other ways, but that is okay. If I don't choose the Baba Yaga, I'm going to lose the game. If I don't choose the Baubus, I'm going to exile Elizabeth, and we're probably going to lose the game because I'm not going to be able to persuade Martha here. Oh, this is so sad. I don't think I have any way to purge curses right now. All right, I literally have to do the Baba Yaga or else I'm going to lose the game. So let's choose the Baba Yaga. Actually, is there anything I want to play hidden? I don't think so. This is going to be the last round, so I think we're going to go all in on revealing cards now. Let's choose the Baba Yaga because we have to. So let's go ahead and do that. Reveal all these cards. And since we didn't choose this one, exile Elizabeth, discard her conviction cards. You cannot persuade her during the trial. So Elizabeth is out. She's been eaten by the Baobus, and we cannot save her. She is gone. So Liliana, we're going to play Revealed, which is going to let us discard a challenge from any one mission. Let's discard the Duendes. Next, we have Elise Sullivan. +2 power for each Sullivan in play. We're going to do that. And then finally, our ultimate trump card, Michelle Sullivan. If 4 or more Sullivans are in play, including Michelle, exile a conviction card from any juror. I'm feeling good about Lynn. I'm not feeling good about Martha. Let's discard one of her conviction cards. A 5? All right, there's actually hope now that we can actually convince Martha here. Okay, let's see if this works out. And then we have 2 curse cards. 8, 10. Oh my God, Elise is online. Oh my, a nuke right here. Most powerful witch. Because she gets +2 power for each other Sullivan in play. So 2, 4, 6. Okay, she's 8. Still a lot. 8 power. And then Liz is just giving 1. So that's 11. We have to spend 7 to beat the Baba Yaga. That leaves us with 4 left over. We have to spend 2 on the Angry Mob. So that's 9 we've spent. We have 2 left over. It really doesn't matter. Oh, we could reveal the 3 villager and actually fail that way too. The roller coaster of a last round, I'm telling you. For better or worse, we just got to roll with what we got here. 2 to defeat the Angry Mob. We got to do that. And then spend 7 to do that. And then we have some left over. We can defeat the Wild Boar. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, which is fine. We overcame those challenges. We're going to defeat the Baba Yaga. That's going to give us 5. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a high chance we actually might be able to swing this and save Martha and not have her think we are awful, awful witches. Now we have to suffer the aftermath, though. So this could easily be a failure. If this is the 3 villager card, we automatically lose, and all of this was for naught. Okay, there we go. That's the 2 villager. We still have 1 that could die. That's all we need, though. And then we're going to take a curse because of the cursed chickens, but it doesn't matter because I am choosing to go to trial at the end of that round. So here we are at the end of the game, and we are now going to reveal the conviction cards and see if the persuasion is enough to convince these townspeople, these jurors, that we are not evil and to let us out of jail. Let's do Martha. Our girl Martha, I wrote her off. I said, no way Martha's going to believe us. Then we came in with the Michelle special, got rid of a conviction card. If this is less than 5, or if this is 5 or less, we were able to persuade her. Oh, 1! Are you kidding me, Martha? I spent so many resources trying to convince her, and you were just needed to be told one thing. This is all. You just needed 1 compliment, and you were like, okay, I'm persuaded. You guys are great. Way overkill there. Now I'm way worried about Lynn here. Okay, so for Lynn, we have 9 total persuasion. We are looking for 9 or less. So here we're going to reveal 1. We have a 2. All right. I think we got this. There's a 6. Unless this is the 6, it doesn't even matter because we'll have 8. We reveal that. That's a 3. That's a 5. Persuaded 2 jurors. Whew! What a roller coaster that last round was there. Once Elizabeth was killed and consumed by this monster, I said, no way, no shot. We're getting 1 juror here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look. We did 2 jurors, which is going to be a not guilty or a draw. Your valiant efforts against the threats of the village convinced 2 of the jurors to reluctantly rule in your favor. The witches have been released from jail, but you are all still considered outcasts within the community. So yay, all the witches are released from jail. Big witch party at the end there. 2 out of 3. That is a win in my book. Well, in the actual rule book, it's a draw, but for me, I think it was a pretty good victory. I think we played things pretty well at the end there. I think this was one of the best playthroughs I've ever had of this, honestly. The drama, the conviction cards, losing an entire juror to a monster. This had it all. We had the Sullivans popping off here. MVP family of the game right there. This was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I think it was a good showcase of the drama and the tension that this game can really offer, and it's really great. I do love it. I love Resist, and I think I like this just a smidgen more. Theme and some of the persuasion mechanics I really enjoy. I think they add a good layer of tension to the game. If you guys want to see more Witchcraft, be sure to leave me a comment below and let me know that you enjoyed the video. Maybe we could do some of the scenario books or whip out some more jurors and see if we can also convince them to let us go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun playing and recording it, and I'm looking forward to more spooky playthroughs and videos as the month goes on. So thank you guys again for watching. Catch you on the next video. Bye. Welcome back! Oh my god, that's gonna kill me if I talk like that anymore.